I am in Valle de Bravo in Mexico for my first time on a hang gliding tour. Yesterday, on my first flight, I flew near the main ridge for 3 hours and got to know the site. But today, I want to cover some distance and explore. I will end up covering about 23 miles in 2 legs. The El Peñon launch site is a well-maintained perfect slope launch at 7,700 feet. It takes about an hour to get here from the town. There is plenty of lift here, but finding a good core to get high can take some patience. I don't find anything really good near launch, so I head over to the Peñon, the unique landmark rock that extrudes 1,000 feet high from the ridge. The best lift is usually one of the cliffs behind the Peñon, and as expected, I find a good climb that is still going up past 11,000 feet. A few minutes ago, my friend Zach had announced on radio that he had just launched, so I tell him my position and he climbs quickly to join me. The city of Valle de Bravo is by the lake in the distance, about 9 miles away. That's where we plan to land today. We could glide there now, but that would be a short flight and not very interesting. As we touch cloud base at 12,300 feet, Zach leaves to the northeast at full speed. As we fly past one of the local landmark peaks of San Agustin, we head into unknown territory for me, so I'm very glad I'm following a much more experienced pilot. As we continue our fast glides, we get the first glimpse of our turnpoint, known as Monarcha, to pilots. We have dropped 3,000 feet from cloud base, and the valley below is slowly rising, and we are barely 2,000 feet over ground now. I'm not sure I have a safe glide to the next valley, so I hope for a thermal near the smoke rising below. And I'm pleasantly surprised to find a strong one right there. Zach had pushed ahead, but seeing me climb fast, he comes back and joins me. There isn't much drift to this thermal, so the wind is light, which should help us on the final leg westward. With our altitude tanks topped off, we head straight to the turnpoint over the valley of Los Saucos at 8,500 feet, which is higher than our launch altitude. We are scraping the cloud bottoms on this glide, but the conditions are really nice and relaxing, and I don't feel any strong lift or sink. Zach seems to be going through some sink, so I shift my track a little, but eventually catch up to him. We are finally at Monarcha, which is the winter home of monarch butterflies and a protected sanctuary known as Piedra Herrada. I haven't had a chance to visit it on foot yet, but I look forward to seeing the thousands of beautiful monarch butterflies. The huge mountain hidden in the clouds in the distance is a dormant volcano 15,000 feet high, known as Nevado de Toluca. Flying over its mile-wide crater is a dream flight for every pilot who visits here, and I really want to do it, but it would have to be another day with higher cloud base. We are slowly losing altitude here, so it's time to start the second leg of the flight, heading west to the city. Zach finds a climb somewhere, and I lose sight of him, and the radio isn't working. So I'm on my own, and I need to find a climb fast or I will be landing here, and feel light lift coming off from the ridge below. I am patient with it, which is unusual for me.
We got to 12,000 again, and following Zach to the lake.
We can see Valle de Bravo now, and that's our goal. We have it on glide, and the convergence cloud line should keep us high for a while. Zach goes under nice clouds and climbs back to base, and I do the same. Except I wait a bit too long and get into the wispies. No problem, I pull in speed and get out and get the most magical view of the valley through the horizon of clouds. I thought Zach was way ahead, but I catch up to him and yell thanks for guiding me this far. There are many suburbs of Valle de Bravo below us, one of which is La Compañía. This land is well suited for farming, but fortunately hasn't been deforested completely. Flying into the headwind coming from the lake, We arrive at the town at 8,000 feet, but still have 2,000 feet before we have to land at the nice LZ on the lake shore. The ridge I'm over is called Monte Alto, and there's a paragliding launch called La Torre on it. It's only been a little over 2 hours since launch, and I don't feel like landing yet. So fortunately, the lake breeze and light thermals are providing enough lift to maintain altitude at this ridge. So I continue to ridge soar and watch a few paragliders launch and fly with them. Some of them have tandem passengers. It's a big part of the economy of this town. Even though I'm flying in a small area, the views keep me entertained. As I reach 3 hours of airtime, I leave the ridge and head north as much as I can and get a close-up view of the hill of Mirador La Peña. The downtown below looks busy and makes me wonder where I'll be having dinner. It's a real privilege to get this aerial view of the pretty little town home to some 60,000 people. It's also a favorite weekend getaway for the residents of Mexico City. I arrive at the LZ with plenty of altitude to plan an approach. This is a unique LZ since its small size requires a final approach low over the water. I have been told that the water level is usually too high to land here, but the dry conditions last year have exposed this LZ. I come in a bit high since I overestimate the headwind, but I managed to touch down gracefully.